The scenes of stray dogs and cats navigating Istanbul's busy streets has inspired writers, travelers, and filmmakers. But the country's tolerance for animals hasn't always been rosy. Activists have long called for tougher laws to protect animals and punish abusers. That demand has been met after Turkey's parliament passed a new law protecting animal rights. But will it be enough? To break down what this could mean, joining me now is Deniz Tavsancil. She is the president of the Animal Rights Center at Istanbul Bar Association. Deniz, thanks for joining me on Straight Talk. The much-awaited animal rights law has been approved at a parliamentary commission and will soon take effect. What's your take on this new law, and do you believe this is a positive step forward?
Absolutely. I should admit that it's a new, strong beginning. It's a new era for animals and animal rights in Turkey, because we all know that the animals are considered as property now, and from now on they will be considered as living beings. And unfortunately, all the crimes, all the actions, brutal actions against animals were considered under misdemeanor law. And now with this new legislation, it will be regulated under criminal law. That means violence to animals, all the brutal actions, killing animals intentionally, the sexual assault, animal fighting, and killing endangered species will be punished from 6 months up to 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, and 5 years of sentences, and which is really very essential for us. As I said before, it's a new era for us and the animals, of course.
So, Deniz, how would this law make the protection of animals easier, other than punishing abusers and etc.?
I mean, because it's since it has been always under misdemeanor law, you can only get just fine sentences, and which is not deterrent at all. Now, from now on, it will be punished and will be prosecuted under criminal law, and they will come before judges. So it will change a lot.
So do you believe that this law will deter animal abusers, and will they even be aware of this law in the first place?
I mean, it will take time, I believe. There should be some, small programs, telling about it, and it's all about vision, if I should tell you. We should, from now on, start working on education. We have to educate, cultivate, and improve our vision. And we should arise the awareness of these rights. So it will take time. As I said, it's a good start. And from now on, we are stronger to be able to work on these areas.
Where do you think the Turkish people stand when it comes to animal rights? And is there a huge gap between the rural and urban areas?
I think it's not about rural or urban areas. It's more about, the concept of thinking of it. So if the vision is not close to rights, to animal rights, so all it depends on the vision, I can say.
Yeah, you're talking about this vision, but what should be done, let's say, to have this vision or increase awareness among the public, as you've just mentioned, in terms of education? What should be done further?
I mean, it's a good start with education. Then the vision will improve and will transform. When the vision transforms, everything will be easier. Now we are trying to impress ourselves, but after the transformation is done, they will understand. But as I said, it's a new era for animal rights. I know it's a small step, but it's a huge step, actually. So, of course, there are some imperfect points about this legislation, but our essential points are very important.
So how will the sales of animals will play out under this law? Are there any loopholes? And do you believe that animals in pet shops should be prohibited regardless of their breeds and species?
I mean, actually, there's a concept of prohibition about some breeds as pit bulls or dog argentinos, and which I believe that the prohibition never works.
Mhm.
The legal goes illegal. Prohibition never works. Instead, there should be licensing and strict custody. Otherwise, you cannot change anything. After a very few years or months later, we will go back to the same situation where we are.
Mm. So, who will be the most responsible for enforcing this law?
It will be that, I mean, still municipalities will be in charge of the animals.
Mhm.
And also about actions, as I said, that now from now on, the petitions will be, directed, addressed to the courts.
Mhm.
But there is a petition restriction here because a provincial director of agriculture has petition rights against all the criminal actions unless it is a rapt action or the animal is yours. So there's a small problem there that the petition right is limited because the Minister of Justice is very concerned about caseload. So we really tried hard to tell them that maybe you will have a caseload for a while, but after a long term, you will see that when you stop the crimes against animals, which means that it's the first step a crime to the community,
Mhm.
then in long all the crimes against human will increase. But of course, it was not hard. It was not easy to convince them about that. So the petition right has been limited.
Okay, so where does Turkey stand when it comes to animal rights and when compared to European countries? You said this is a very positive step forward, but where does Turkey stand?
I think we stand at a very important point because with this legislation, now we will be able to punish the people,
Mhm.
all the crime actions against animals under the criminal law. But at the same time, from the Ottoman Empire, we have the culture of living with our stray animals together. I mean, in Europe, in the United States, you don't see stray animals in the streets
Yes.
because, I mean, they are just collected to the shelters, and after a while, they are, put down on sleep, which means killed.
Yes.
We never do that.
Yes.
We live with animals. We can live with our animals in the streets according to our culture. And at the same time, now we can punish all these people who committed crime against animals.
All
But
right.
first of all, have to work on the education, vision, and the cultivation of all these awareness. But after all, there will be I believe with this new strong step beginning, it will be much easier.
Okay, good luck with that. Thank you very much for joining us on Straight Talk.